Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky vs. Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now, Google Let Play. Us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swabs it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
「
language.
「 language. 」 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 language.
Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 446.
The sexiest podcast still running on the network.
Yep.
Are we the last standing Pod Gods Network podcast? Or are there still others around there?
Without going back and looking, I mean, obviously Jason's still, he's still doing his thing, and
That's true.
I think Adam's got something going on, but I don't know if it's the same ones or not, but they're, definitely still around. So
It's one of those things that just popped in my head as I was saying still running. I was like,
yeah.
wait a minute.
I haven't checked in as far as to see if any of the others are still going or not.
Because I think basically the whole Pod Gods thing is kind of like
it pretty much
gone
died,
away.
Yeah, unfortunately, but
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it was pretty sweet to be on that pantheon of
Well, it's one of 3 networks we've been part of that are no longer networks.
I'm starting to think it's us. I'm pretty sure we're jinxes, Brian.
They can't survive our toxicity.
Yep, we are poison.
Yep. Oh man!
Yep. Once they drag us into the network, it's like when they bring in people just to shut down a business,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about done with this whole podcast network thing. Get a hold of Salty Language.
Yeah. We're the Bobs in Office Space.
Yeah, exactly right.
We come in, fire everyone, shut that place up.
Yep.
Oh boy.
That's pretty much it.
Jeez.
It's like all the other podcasts are like, oh my God, did you hear Salty Language just became a part of our network?
Right?
It's over.
Yep. 2 guys ride up on pale horses.
Yep, exactly.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Yeah. It's something, though.
It is something.
Yeah. It's amazing, with all the episodes we've done. I've been seeing a decent amount of podcasts, though, hitting 100, 150, couple hitting 200 and 300, so it's like, well, that's good,
It's always good to see.
Yeah. Because, no matter what, no matter how successful, air quotes, you are, whether it's financially or how many downloads you get or whatever, it's like, most of us do this because we just enjoy doing it. So, all the other stuff is, gravy.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah, so it's like if you get, just to have the drive to keep doing this sometimes, whether it's pod fade or just life gets in the way or whatever, So.
Yeah. Life finds a way.
Yeah. Ugh. Speaking of life trying to get in the way. So, we normally record on Sundays, and if you're listening to this, you're like, but Brian, the show's late again. And I'll, say, hold on, I'm about to tell you the story.
We normally record on Sundays, except for the past month.
Yeah, I know, right? It really bugs me. I have this inner guilt of we're letting people down, even though, whatever.
I get you.
Again, I don't know, was it on this show last week I said it, or was it on Crazy Stuff? I don't remember where I'm I literally can just change the release date.
I mean, it's true.
At any time I can go, hey, Salty Language comes out on Wednesdays now. And that's that.
Problem solved.
Right. But no.
Yeah.
So I'm, a little while before we go to record, I'm noticing on my phone that every time I go to do anything, it's really slow, really spotty internet. And I'm like, man. So I'm like, well, when our power went out the other day, I was like, I couldn't remember if I reset the router afterwards.
Right.
So I was like, well, I'll go try that and we'll see how that goes. When I reset it, nothing, no connection, basically. I'm like, okay. And then it came on and it was on for a little bit and then it was real spotty. Picture if you were streaming, every 2 minutes you would get the buffering thing, basically.
Oh, that is a problem.
And I'm like, well, there's no way we're going to be able to do a podcast this way.
Right.
Skype already hates us. So there's no way that I'm going to be able to have choked internet and do this, so.
Yeah, for sure.
So I contact the cable provider, and the guy was like, we went through a few things. He had me reset it again, he was kind of like, well, we don't show anything in your area. And we're not, he's like, everything seems okay. And I was like, well, yeah, it's not working. So, he was like, okay, well, tomorrow bring the router in. We'll give you another one, blah, blah. Hopefully everything will square away. And then last night, it was working fine.
Weird.
And I contacted them again late last night. And, the guy was basically like, well, it's up to you, you don't have to bring it in if you don't want to. And I was like, well, if it works, I'll, and it's worked fine ever since. So I don't know if there was some weirdness in the area or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe the router just, got its bell rung and, took a little while to kind of shake the cobwebs off and.
Oh, so you don't have a new equipment thing or whatever?
No, and they would have given me basically the same, just some refurb of what I have, but it's. Yeah. So I was just like, well, I'm not going to bother taking it in because it's been working fine since. So,
Wow, that is weird.
Yeah. But if it starts to do it at any point again, then it was,
like, get rid of the damn thing.
Open the door and wing it into traffic, basically. So, yeah, so that was the story on it was here I am last night, angry and because, well, a lot of reasons. One, couldn't do the show, which means show couldn't get uploaded. But then it's like, well, okay, well, I can't do this. Like, well, I can't get on the internet. I can't.
Oh, yeah, true.
I can't get on PlayStation Network, which some of the games, no big deal, but it's like, I can't play GTA without. Well, I can play GTA. I can't play GTA Online without,
Right.
And a few of the other games that I play, you have to have an online connection for the rosters or servers or whatever bullshit. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, whatever nonsense we're trying to do.
Yeah. But then, like I said, a little bit later it was working fine. So, okay. And it worked great last night.
That's so weird.
I played some games for a while and, around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, working fine. So here we are.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
Yeah.
And strange, but I'm glad it all worked out for you.
Yeah, me too. Cause, cause I was like, oh, great,
Yeah, well, right.
And it's worse than that too, because, when we get pushed back a day, depending on how timelines fall, it can affect the crazy life also. So it's like I don't want to push either show back, but like last week it ended up,
it's like a whole snowball effect.
Yeah, like last week my stupid headache pushed, both shows back, and it's like,
Right.
So, yeah, but good times.
Good, clean, fun. I'm just glad it figured. I'm just glad it got figured out for you.
Right.
By whatever electric sandwich in the sky, got hit by the lightning bolt, and the internet got all dialed in.
The only other thing I can think of is maybe one of the times I reset it, maybe I didn't get stuff seated tight.
Right.
But, maybe I got a cord going bad or something, that's always possible. So, or like I mentioned to you,
Maybe your cable provider, because it's the same one that provides my cable, just sucks.
Yeah, it might be that too. I usually don't have problems so much with that part of it. It's usually the other technology,
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I honestly, I can't complain too much about my internet provider because I haven't had many issues with it.
Mm.
But in the past, I have.
Yeah.
There's like, there's no outages. I'm like, I'm not getting shit here. So,
that's the really frustrating part because you're like, well, I'm getting, like the one time I remember I called and I was like, yeah, I'm not even getting 1 megabyte per second of upload. Like, and they were like, well, we can't seem to murmur. And it's like, well, we're paying for X amount, so.
What the fuck? Actually, you know what happened to mine twice was stupid squirrels in my when I lived out in the country.
Yeah.
Assaulting the lines. I don't know. I assume there's some sort of weird squirrel orgy happening up there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we had, here at one point, like, cause there's literally like just a box outside that it plugs into. So, at one point there was some idiots going around like unplugging everybody's cable basically.
Oh boy, those people should be drawn and
Yeah.
quartered.
So like, you call Buckeye and they were like, yeah, we got a lot of people complaining about that. And then, they get somebody out and it's basically just plugging it in, so whatever.
Yeah, those kids I hope are never found again.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, in fairness though, to be fair,
God damn it. I don't have that yet.
I can't help but wonder why they just put the box down where any random asshole can access it. You think you'd need a key or something? Nope.
Yeah, or that doesn't make sense if there's not a key.
Yeah.
Like, I picture if there was a padlock on, someone knocks padlock off, and they're like, all right, time to fucking get crazy.
Yeah.
But
Right.
to not have it locked away, you could just open it up.
Yeah, basically that's what it
and
was.
start fucking with people's internet. I mean, what stops someone from opening up and just plugging right in with their laptop sitting there?
Right, I have no idea. I think they fixed them since, but I know for a while it was just literally that. Like, because when I lived at the other place, every once in a while I would go out back if the internet started getting wonky. Or the cable, the TV, I'd go out back, and 9 times out of 10 it'd be like, somebody probably unplugged this because they wanted to cut the grass and didn't want to run over a cable or some bullshit,
Right.
So they probably moved it, cut, and then forgot to plug it back in or something, or it just got loose because of, whatever. Who knows?
Shit happens. Squirrel orgies.
Yeah. And, so whatever. But anyway.
Whatever. But I
So,
digress.
Yeah. It's kind of an up and down week though. I mean, that was frustrating, but turns out seemingly okay,
Yeah, for sure.
Like, just, dude, my anxiety was through the fucking roof. I had a dentist appointment today.
Yeah.
And I've talked on here before. I got a tooth. I need a crown on, and, I'm Poe.
Gold,
so,
right?
Yeah, well, of course.
Of course.
But unfortunately, gold tooths is hard to afford when you're, dirt poor, so.
I gotta get someone else's gold tooth.
Right. What am I thinking?
Exactly.
But hey,
What's
man,
cheaper, Brian? The gold tooth or the pliers?
good point. But hey, man, that's a nice tooth. Let me see that right quick.
Yeah.
Spang, a shovel to the head.
Can you smile for me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let me take your picture. That's a funny looking camera. It's just the backside of a shovel,
Like a picture of a camera taped to
Yeah. Spang.
it.
Pull out the pliers, get the tooth.
Yep, head to the dentist.
Yeah. Hey, I got
sir, this gold tooth still has a real tooth in it. I don't know what you're talking about.
You can do something about that, though, okay?
Yeah.
Man.
Get to the tooth fairy. I don't know. Do something.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Melt that shit down. Pay for my tooth. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know why. It's just my anxiety because it's like in my head, I'm like, I'm all like, I'm going to have to get that tooth pulled probably because I can't afford the whatever, and, get into the dentist and, she looks at the x-rays and she's like, it doesn't look any worse. She's like, it's chipped a few spots where it wasn't before, but she's like, as far as decay or the structural integrity, she's like, it's basically the same. So I was like, well, I'm having some issues with like around my jaw in that area. And she's like, well, you do have a wisdom tooth that really needs to come out.
I hate that word wisdom tooth.
Yeah. I've just got the one left. So they gave me a referral and it's time to
have
get
a whole plethora of tools. We can figure this out.
Once again, pliers, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I got drills. I got pliers.
Dude, I'm telling you, if it was anything like the last one, trust me, you don't want no part of that. Like, it's just not worth it.
Dude, I got drop cloths. We'll be all right.
It took an expert 4 hours to get it out of there.
Yeah, I guarantee I'll get it out in less. Probably won't be as clean.
Right.
But it'll be out.
Some nerve damage, yeah. I'll keep my
bro,
jaw if I'm lucky.
You pulled all the teeth on that side to get to that one.
Right. Like,
you just want it out, right?
Right. All right, I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is the tooth is out. The bad news is I may have smashed the shit out of your jaw with a hammer.
Yeah. You're gonna need all new teeth.
Yeah. Basically, your jaw is like a salt shaker now. Oh, man. But yeah, anyway, so it's, she's like, she's like, you might be having pain radiate from, because that nerve it's the same nerve for all your teeth right there on the jaw, I guess. So it's,
Right.
So, yeah. And then
that sucks.
And then, of course,
never fun.
Yeah, and then she's like, a couple fillings, one's an old one that needs replacing, and, I got like one or two more, and I was like, fine. Those, I can deal with those. Those never bother me, but, so, yeah, so that turned out fine, like most things do, but, my stupid anxieties, like, oh my God, the worst thing ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
So fuck that shit. But yeah, anyway.
Fair enough.
But good in the long run, realistically, because it's getting it taken care of and whatever. But here's something weird. So while I'm at the dentist today, it's upstairs in the building I go to. Like my doctor's offices are downstairs. Upstairs is the dentist office. And
right.
The receptionist is like, what is going on out there? And I'm like, well, and I look out the window, and like where you pull in and you go around like, the curb there, and then there's a bunch of parking spots. Well, this car pulled in, but didn't completely clear the curb. And by clear it, I mean get around it. Like, not that it was over it, it like they didn't pull in all the way, and they weren't in a parking spot. And she's like, they've been sitting there for like half an hour. And I'm like, well,
that's interesting.
And I'm like, well, maybe they ran out of gas. And then in my head, I'm going, well, why wouldn't you just push the car? And it's like, well, maybe, it's one person, But I'm just like, and I look down there and I'm like, after a few minutes, I'm like, there's somebody in the car. I can see him moving, like in the driver's seat. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just, like where they were at seriously was less than 15 feet from a parking spot? Like, why wouldn't you pull into a parking spot?
Emergency jack session.
Yeah, maybe. Hadn't considered that. Good point. But after sitting there for about 15 minutes, then I finally see some random dude just like, walking out, and then the person starts driving forward, and picks him up, and I'm like, okay, so they were waiting on somebody. But again, why not go park in a parking spot? Like where they were at, if somebody came in the parking lot fast, they would have clipped them.
Yeah, some people are real dumb. I've discovered that. You watch people's behavior, and you're like, I don't. Do they even know what they're doing?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't.
It's one of those where I want to go up to the
race
car.
Is doomed, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I agree. It's like I wanted to go down there and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's when you want to have like an old shitty truck or like a bulldozer.
Yeah.
And just push them out of the way.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing, is like there was room for cars to go around them, but it's still like, why would you stop
Why
there?
are you sitting in the middle of everything?
And the only thing I can think of right there is like, you ever see somebody drive with the front of their car only? Like, if the front of their car is where they think they need to be, they don't even worry about the back end, basically.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, for sure, yeah.
And that's the only thing I can think of, is maybe they were like, like, but I still can't figure out why, when there's parking spots that close, why you wouldn't. And it's not like the parking lot was full up. There were plenty of open spots.
I'm guessing moron.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, they were dropped on their head as a child about 43 times purposely.
Right.
Like spiked like a football.
Sure.
Well,
I mean, you celebrate after the kid's born, right?
Yeah, exactly. Do a little dance, spike the kid.
Well, like the kid comes flying out. The doctor catches him, turns, puts the kid right into your belly like it's a run play, but then it's actually more like a flea flicker. They toss the kid to you, and
it's true.
You run a little bit, spike him, then you're like, oh wait, that was a person. I probably shouldn't have spiked him.
Like, geez, he'll probably be okay.
Yeah, it's like top of his head's completely flat, but that's all right.
Fast forward 35 years, they're sitting in a parking lot like that.
Right. They look like, what was his name? Eraserhead or whatever his name was from Dick Tracy. They had the real flat head.
The Eraserhead's a really cool name. Let's call him Derp Dome or something.
It wasn't. I don't think it was Eraserhead either. I'm just, because I think Eraserhead's I don't think Eraserhead's a movie, but
yeah, like Flat Tie. It had some dopey ass Dick Tracy name.
Yeah, right. Flat Tie,
like Shelf Noggin or something.
That's like the store brand one.
Yeah, exactly. That's the villain you would buy off of Wish.com.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Stupid Shelf Noggin.
Anyway, so.
Anywho.
Ugh. So yeah, I think that's about it for me, man. I've had a really, really uneventful week. I have one thing to point out. I've not won a car in GTA in over a month now.
Well, your luck ran out, my friend.
Bullshit.
Your luck ran out.
Yeah, I guess so.
If you want to talk a little PlayStation, you know what's bullshit?
What?
And thank God I'm not in your data cap boat, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Because that fat ass update, right, for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I have downloaded 3 times now.
What? I saw you posted that it had, was doing it again.
Yes.
What?
So I don't know why it's doing it, but what happens is if I stop playing, I usually just put my shit in rest mode.
Yeah.
Right, and then I fire up my PlayStation, and you know how he has like the icons, all the games.
Yeah.
It's got the little disc icon. It's got the little bar if it's got to load.
Mm-hmm.
The little bar's at the bottom. I'm like, the fuck? And then nothing else will load. So I restart my PlayStation, and it re-downloads everything.
Oh, wow.
So I re-download for the 3rd time again, which is funny because I got an email from Buck. I gave like, hey, your bill's ready. You want to check your data? And I looked, and I was like, staggering amounts of gigs of data.
Yeah.
But so I this time after I got done playing, I closed the application, started a new application, put it in rest mode, haven't tested to see if it's going to be fucked up.
Huh.
But it's unreal. I've reached out to Infinity Ward. I reached out on Reddit to like the Modern Warfare subreddit.
Yeah.
Nobody's got anything for me.
Huh. Well, that's pretty awesome.
I know, right? And it's not like I have no room on my hard drive. I cleared space.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, all right, let me delete a couple games I don't play.
Uh-huh. Still though.
I know, right?
I mean, is it at least overwriting itself?
Yeah, and it's like everything that I've unlocked, I still have.
That's so weird.
So it's not like it's like, starting me fresh.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
Wow.
Although it has been brilliant to be playing Battles on Rust, because I always loved that map.
Yeah, it's a great map, but...
and this weekend they had a Rust double XP thing with a bonus 10% XP boost.
Ooh, fancy. Yeah.
So, I mean, I was just unlocking all kinds of shit for guns.
Here's something funny about that download. So, normally once you've put a game in your PlayStation and, installed it, usually any updates for it will start to download as long as, because I have the auto download thing, and then I'll just stop them if I don't want to download them or whatever. The Call of Duty download has not even shown up on mine.
Really?
Yeah. Now I haven't put the game in a while, but there's other games where I haven't played them in a long time and it would still download a thing, or games I've never played, but I downloaded, and there's an update. Right. So it starts down, and for some reason that one hasn't. I mean, I'm not going to actively start it, but
that's weird.
Especially not after that and what you said. I mean, now that's terrifying. I mean, doing it one time on my plan would be terrible enough, let alone have 3 times.
I know, right?
I mean, I wouldn't let it download 3 times. I just couldn't, because that really fucked me for the month. So, wow.
Fair enough.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's unbelievable though.
Jeez, the update that just won't die.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I did see. It's pissing me off because I enjoy playing the game, but it's getting that thing. I'm like, if it's going to keep doing this.
Right?
Well,
it made me laugh when I read the guy from Infinity Ward, describing why it's such a big file and stuff. And, and one of the things that made me laugh, because he's like, well, we take this into account when we do our updates and blah, blah, blah. And, he's like, you will notice that once it's installed, that it'll actually, the amount of space it overall takes up will be smaller than it was before. And I'm like, yeah, but how much smaller?
Yeah, I don't believe it.
It's like, come on, dude. I mean,
I don't believe you.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. This is really something that next gen systems, I really hope they have a better solution for. Now, in fairness, now that hard drives are getting massive quickly, I think you can stay ahead of it a little more. Because I think that was part of the problem, was like when I got my PlayStation, you could only get a 500 gig PlayStation. And, it fills up real fast. Like, I just looked the other night, my Xbox One is almost full now, and I don't have an external for it, so I'm like, well, I'm going to obviously have to delete some stuff, which sucks when you have a data cap.
Yeah, for sure, right?
But what can you do,
What can you do?
There are a couple games installed on there that, like, I have the Games Pass thing, which runs out for me on, like, the 23rd, and I have Outer Worlds downloaded, so I'll probably just delete that off of there, because I don't own it, so... And since I can't, I'm not going to renew the Games Pass, so there's no sense in having that on my hard drive. So,
fair enough.
I mean, unless I was like, I'm going to buy this game, but right now that's not looking likely. So that'll
hard pass, huh?
Right out. Yeah, and I had downloaded. It sucks. They had the Phantasy Star Online. For Xbox, like they had the closed beta for it, and it sucks because it was only for like 2 days.
That does suck.
So I downloaded the game, and then I fucking had a migraine both days and couldn't play it.
Blue Urn.
So I downloaded this whole game, only to not be able to play the thing.
Yeah, right?
I was like, son of a bitch. But what can you do,
What can you do?
Yeah. So how about you? What have you been up to?
Well, I mean, met up with some of our old friends on Saturday, which is kind of cool to see, especially because one was my fucking neighbor.
Right.
And we went fucking axe throwing, dude.
Yeah.
That was right out and fun. That was great.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm not going to throw out names. Dude,
right.
His wife reserved the lane. I don't know how much you got to put down reserved lane, but I know how much it costs to do it.
Yeah.
It's basically $30 a head.
Yeah.
But you're there for like 2 hours, and they show you how to do it, and then like they call them Axe Masters, which is a great name.
Yeah.
They hang out with you the whole time, and they just like, you end up doing round robin tournaments. You get 2 lanes, and you have to do like 10 throws, 5 in each lane, and then that's your turn. And
yeah,
it's like once you get in the groove of doing it, once you get the feel, because I mean, I happened to, thank God she was videoing it then. Michelle videoed me throwing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bullseye, bullseye, bullseye.
Right.
It made me look like a god.
Yeah. Right.
But, man, it's fun. And they got a nice bar in there, and they got the football bowling set up in there. And I would for sure do it again.
Yeah, nice.
There's something really satisfying about just throwing a nice axe and watching it log into the side of the wood there,
Right, right.
Yeah, it's cool, dude. You should check it out.
All right. Cool. Yeah, it looked like it'd be fun to do. It's funny, you talk about the Axe Master standing there, with you the whole time. It's like, man, that's great if they're a cool person.
Yeah, the one we had, her name was Brooke. Shout out Brooke. She was cool.
Yeah. Oh, man, can you imagine how terrible that would be, though, if you got some asshat?
Oh, my God, it'd be the worst.
That's there the whole time, and you're just like, dude, shut up, or I'm putting this axe right upside your head. Like, right through your face.
Well, what was cool, too, is at the end, we still had like a half-hour time for our lane, and she's like, well, you guys have proven you're safe. She's like, let me show you some trick shots. So you're doing like axes in each hand. You're throwing them 2 in one hand, and
right, trying to split an apple on someone's head. Right. Yeah,
naturally. Yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun.
Don't flinch.
It was pretty busy, and they had a lot of good beers on tap too, which I was a fan of, and they weren't that badly priced. So, yeah,
that's still amazing to me. It seems like the worst idea ever to put
beer in axe throwing.
Yeah, it really does.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The only one rule is like you can't bring your beverage like to the line to throw, so you can't, but
yeah,
whatever.
Right.
But yeah, dude, it's fun. If anyone listening has an axe throwing area or whatever, buy them lanes.
Right.
For sure, do it. And then like
side of a neighbor's house,
we have. They just said Ace Hardware on side, so it's not special axes.
Yeah, they're just like those hatchets, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there was two different ones. The one was a little lighter. One was about 1 pound. One was just under 2 pounds.
Right.
It had a longer handle. And like it was at a point I was like, man, I should go buy some of these and just throw them in my backyard.
Right. Well, like I said, just at a neighbor's house or something,
Yeah, for sure. Or neighbor.
Or a neighbor. Yeah.
Neighbor's garage.
Yeah. They come home, you're just winging axes. What are you doing? Trying to focus. Do you mind?
Your next fuckface.
Yeah, right. On the side of their garage, you've got a very crudely drawn like target of them.
Exactly. Got one of her shirts like nailed to the
Yeah.
wall.
Is that my shirt? Mind your own business.
Mine now, bitch.
Yeah.
Chunk axe goes into it.
It belongs to the axes now.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like when last summer when I went to the range. I was like, God, that was so much fun. I need to do this more often.
Right.
Yeah, it was fun.
Next time, gun throwing.
Yay, hi-yo.
And then we find guns that shoot hatchets.
I mean, if we could get that going, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I did also make a discovery this week because right up the road from where I live, my kids are coming over for dinner. I was like, fuck, I don't have a veg. Need vegetables.
Yeah. Let's go out in the yard, grab some grass.
Huh?
Just go out in the yard, grab some grass. They won't know.
Yeah, well, this is a salad.
Right.
Now, right up the road is, Save a Lot. Never been to one.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Do not recommend.
No?
Before I saw the glory and the light that is what Aldi is.
Yeah.
Save a Lot is exactly what Aldi, like how we would talk about Aldi before. We're like, oh, Aldi's actually kind of cool.
Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah.
It's like all the vegetables were suspect.
Nice.
I mean, I don't know if I'd buy the meat looks suspect. They had weird brands of shit I'd never heard of before. I was just like, it was just a weird place. It smelled weird in there. It sounded weird. Everything was weird.
Now, were you drunk around something?
Oh, no. I was fresh out of work. I was just like, this place.
Well, that didn't answer my question. No.
Yeah, it was just strange, man.
Yeah.
And I totally get it. If you got to go save a lot because you got to save a lot, totally get it.
Yeah.
But it is not for me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not like I'm not a whole, I mean, I kind of am. I'm not a Whole Foods shopper all the time, but
yeah.
I am an Aldi shopper and I'll go to K. Rogers and but Save a Lot is right out.
Dang.
The place was just strange.
I feel like you almost need to go into a different one to see if it's a consistent thing.
Yeah, you might be right.
Or maybe it's just that one. Like, maybe that's just the terrible one.
Yeah, that's Save a Lot.
Yeah, exactly.
And all the other Save a Lots in the city are like, oh God, it's that store.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what? You might be right. That might be worth checking out.
Probably not, but
it's such a weird spot because in the same like mall or building or whatever, you have a Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
So there's all these turds out in like 18-year-old kids or 19-year-old kids out in the parking lot, like, yeah, blah, blah, they're like flexing at each other and shit. And
sure.
I'm like, I'm just trying to get broccoli,
Meanwhile, it's like the scenes in Letterkenny when the two guys, like the bros, go to the gym.
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like.
Yeah.
Like we're seeing those turds in the parking lot. They were 2 steps away from, smacking each other's buttocks and, talking about their gains and, Ferda and all this.
Right. Now that would have been sad is what that would have been, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it would have, at least, if they would have said Ferda, at least I would have laughed.
Right.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Save a Lot is save a boo.
That was not good.
Yeah. No, it was not.
And I would throw Save a Lot tomatoes at you right now if I had them.
Fair enough. They're probably terrible and rotten anyway, so it's all right. I do have a question for you because it happened to me just yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever gone to a store the whole sole purpose of buying a thing and you walk out spending more money than you wanted to.
Sure, it's called going to Target. No.
That's exactly where I went.
Yeah, that's usually where people go when they do that. Some witchcraft.
Well,
as soon as you walk in, there's like a they have some sort of a ward or something on the outside. You cross it, and when you do, it's just all bets are off.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me lay out the scenario for you.
Mm-hmm.
I needed a new lunchbox for work.
Sure.
Because the one I bought before was a sick-ass Walmart Ozark Trail cooler.
Yeah.
And boy, calling it a cooler is very generous. It might as well just been a box to put food in and hope it stays cool.
Right.
You know?
It's
like,
cooler.
I'm better off using a copy paper box and writing cooler on the side.
It's cooler than hell. That's basically,
Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's how they look at it. Well, it's cooler than everything else around it.
Yeah. Like, look, it's cooler than a fire.
Yeah.
Like, is it
accurate?
Though? Is it?
But I bought it for my old job, and it came with me on this job because this job, unlike my old one, we're like, you're not allowed to put stuff in the fridge that's in a cooler.
Yeah. This
job, you can just put coolers in the fridge. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the thing was falling apart though. Like the strap was ripping off. It was fat. It was got to the point I'm like, I need to throw this thing away and just get a lunchbox.
Right.
So that was my mission yesterday.
I'm surprised you didn't find like one that you went on Amazon and bought from like Bon Appetit or something like that. That goes with your knife.
It would if I could have found a matching set.
That'd be awesome. Sick. Yeah.
But so at first I went to Marshall's because Marshall's is the home of cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Plus I wanted to finally take down the Christmas wreath that was on the front of my house on my porch, and I like decor. I'm like, I should buy something to hang in its place.
St. Patrick's Day wreath.
So I was like, Marshall's typically has cheap shit like that.
Now, really quick, I could save you a lot of time. What you do is you just put a generic wreath up, right? And then in the middle of it, you just change it to whatever holiday is close.
I mean, I really do appreciate that idea a lot, actually.
You're like, bam, shamrock, bam, Easter egg.
Yeah, that's not a bad option. Well, because Marshall's was all over the Easter wreaths, and I didn't want to buy like, oh, here's a pink one of eggs in it, here's one that's bunny shaped. I'm like,
right.
This is not what Tony needs.
Right.
I don't even want to be caught looking at this, let alone buying it.
Couple he has risen ones. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I wasn't at a fucking Hobby Lobby.
Oh.
But so I'm like, well, Marshall's is a boss. Not to mention, I looked over at the line.
Yeah.
And it for sure it looked like a mosh pit over there. I'm like, I'm not doing this. So I abandoned my cart, walked to my car. I'm like, well, you know what? Target is right there. Mm-hmm. They will have lunch boxes.
True.
And they have a little like home decor section. Maybe I could find a wreath.
Mm-hmm.
So I mosey on over to Target. I hit the home decor, found this actually sick-ass wreath made out of magnolia leaves. Beautiful.
Right.
That shit's hanging on the front of my house right now. And it was on clearance. I'm like, this is all right.
Even better.
Clearance wreath. We're already doing good.
Yeah.
Mosey on over to the lunchbox section. Boom. Found a sick-ass igloo lunchbox. Also on sale. I'm like, this is going great.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't get like a Pokemon one or something.
If they would have had some cool ones with like rocket ships or something on it, I would. But they awesome. Did, but they weren't big enough. Because, this guy eats a lot of food.
Yeah, right. That's why you take two.
I was buy two. Staple them together.
Yeah, sure, right. Padlock them together so no one steals them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
Now, where I made the mistake was wandering by the home goods section because, like, the knives I had in my previous life, I no longer have, and I had nice knives.
Right.
The knives I'm using right now are Michelle's. They're not the greatest. I'm like,
they're basically box cutters with fancy handles.
Basically, yeah. And I've done my best to like hone them and make them sharper. And, they need some TLC.
The first set of knives that I bought, that's basically what they were. They were sharp for like a minute. And then they weren't real sharp anymore. And I didn't realize it until I got the next set of knives. It was like, oh my God, these are actually sharp. Yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
The others were basically the safety scissors of knife sets,
Yeah, exactly. They might as well be shaped like crayons.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Would be awesome. But so I was like, I kind of wanted to look at the knives. Maybe I'm like, oh, maybe I'll find a chef knife or something. I don't have a knife block anymore. They're just kind of in a drawer. That's not good for knives either.
What?
So like I just kind of wanted to look, you know.
Mm.
But I walked by the vacuum section,
Right where the knives are.
Where the knives are, where it's you know, because that's what you do. You arm your vacuum with a knife.
Right. That's what I put some on my Roombas at least. That way no one fucks with the Roomba.
Becomes a Doomba.
Well, you don't know where that sumbitch's gonna go because you know it could turn, it could zig when you're ready to zag. Next thing you know, you got a cut across your calf or something.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
It's like a goddamn ninja.
Yeah.
Well, we have 2 cats and a dog in this house.
Mm-hmm.
We have hardwood floors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like fucking tumbleweeds of hair everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the hardwood's dark. So you just see it.
Right.
Right.
Not to mention your hair, like the beard.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, goddamn right.
Yeah.
I think my hair is longer than all the animals, including Michelle.
Yeah. That's accurate, actually. I was thinking about it. That actually is probably accurate.
Hair in this house
you do, which is pretty weird. Yeah.
But so, her and I, funny you mentioned Roomba, but talking about getting like a robot vacuum.
Sure.
Just because the upkeep is insane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And God damn it, they were like $100 off.
Oh, wow.
So I sat there and I stared at them and I checked my phone looking at reviews, and I stared at them, I checked my phone looking at reviews. Mm-hmm. And we have a new animal in this house called the Furminator.
Wasn't that the nickname of that guy, back in the... Wasn't that the nickname of that cop from the Rodney King thing? Mark Furman? Wasn't that his nickname?
Oh, my God. I might have to change the name. Shit. You ruined it, Brian.
Can you just call it the Shermanator? Like from Little Giants?
I originally called it Arnold.
Yeah.
Because I like, because I have a whole routine set up in my Alexa when I go... hey, Alexa, find John Connor. And it starts playing Terminator music and the thing engages.
Nice.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
But I got to say, it's 2 days into it, and God damn it does a great job.
Yeah.
It's not one of the ones that are super duper smart and maps the house. It just kind of bounces around and kind of does its thing.
So it's more like you after a few beers.
Yeah.
In a broom. Yeah.
But there's no fucking tumbleweeds of hair everywhere.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
It does it while I'm at work.
Until you realize it actually just has a few blowers on it, and it's just like somewhere in your house there's just giant collection of
it's just a giant collection for gaining intelligence.
Yeah.
First, like, I am aware.
Hello, Tony.
Jesus. But yeah, it's some that I was figured I was going to buy eventually some point this year.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I'm like my mom. I can't pass up a bargain.
Right.
Because that's my mom to a T. She's like, oh, my Keurig died, but I went to Kohl's and I had a coupon, and it was normally like a $200 coffee maker, and I got it for $90.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you do that, Mom?
I get it.
Does.
Yeah. I guess.
I do the same shit, and I after much researching online, I'm like, this is a good price,
right?
And I can afford to buy it right now, so I'm gonna.
Right, and you can name it after a racist cop.
I can't believe it. God damn it, Brian! Fucking ruined it, man.
That's what I do, my friend. That's what I do.
Although I'm not mad at the name Doomba.
Doomba's pretty good. I actually kind of like that. Yeah. So. Doomed.
God damn it, Brian.
Doomed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's my, and I didn't buy it off a Wish. So that's pretty dope.
You buy it off a Wish and it actually just spews crap all over the floor instead. Like, where is this even coming from?
It just drives around. It doesn't even do anything. It doesn't have brushes on it.
Yeah. Constantly.
People probably own them. That probably is a thing.
Yeah. Oh, man, what a great gift to give somebody, wouldn't it be?
A fake Roomba.
Oh, my God. It's so great.
Like, I thought Roomba was spelled R-O-O, not R-O-O-O.
Yeah.
Guess it's a Roomba. It's faster.
Right.
Oh.
Roomba, if you will. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm.
I kind of want to
I
create
feel
these
kinda,
now.
I feel kind of lazy because I have to do way less vacuuming now, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
The only thing I do miss is I wish I could see the terrified look on the animals' faces, and that thing engages at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
and just starts doing its thing around the house.
So you haven't, no seeing one of the cats sitting on it as it's zooming around the house, huh?
I haven't seen that. The only thing I did see is when I first brought it home on Sunday, I was like, well, I got to test it out.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of bouncing around the living room, and then it went up the hallway, it was bouncing around, and then it went into the bedroom. And I kept hearing weird noises, so I go in there, and it was under the bed, and it spent like 20 minutes just bouncing off of shit. And I'm like, clearly we need to block that off or clean it out.
Yeah.
But as it's bouncing around, all of a sudden, here comes this blur of a cat that was hiding under there. So
what have you unleashed?
Poor Hermie was just trying to like duck and cover, and here comes this fucking robot.
Right.
Seeking death.
With 2 knives taped to it.
It would be kind of fun to put little rubber knives on it or something.
Rubber? What?
Give it a little devil horns or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think it needs some decoration.
It does need decor. I thought about like
a wreath for it,
my GoPro to it, and just watching, just letting it go around the house with the GoPro on it. Oh yeah, there's so much nonsense I could do with that thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of nonsense, Brian, we're coming up to episode 450.
Truth.
And I still have a smartwatch to give away.
Yep.
What are we thinking?
Oh.
You said you had some ideas.
No, I had an idea.
Oh, okay.
And I just feel like it should be something stupid to win a smartwatch.
Stupid? Well, I mean, it's not the smartest smartwatch, so this makes sense.
Right. Like it's an SMRT watch.
SMRT watch.
Yeah.
I
am so smart. Yeah.
I mean, what about like people promoting salty language publicly somehow?
Well, only if it involves, public indecency. No.
Yeah, naturally.
Right. Like, go get the show's name tattooed on your ass and show it to everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That won't win you the watch, but I'm just saying, go do that. Like,
you'll probably get some downloads, though.
Yeah. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be some.
I don't know. Here we are workshopping again.
We're going to workshop. Yeah, we should do this on the show.
Yeah.
Hey, if anyone's got any suggestions, though, hit us up.
Yeah, and soon.
Yeah, soon. Very soon.
We only have 4 episodes.
Oh, man.
Hey.
No, but seriously, speaking of nonsense, so I'm at work today, watching the news.
Yeah.
And first off, it's President's Day. I noticed that the news at noon on President's Day is total practice squad working.
Yeah. Well,
like,
free day off.
All these bums.
Yeah. Right. Like, hey, who's in the break room? You're on.
Like, what?
What?
Still got half a Krispy Kreme hanging off her face.
Right.
But, no, news opens up. Murder, death, body found, fire, this, that, the other thing. And it's like cutting in between all this like horrible shit that's
Oddly
happening.
enough, the place where the body was found was like literally the houses, like 2 houses from where my doctor's office is.
Oh, that's fun.
Because when we were going, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of police cars there. I didn't realize that was the place. Like, I got a message, like, a notice from the news on my phone at like 4 o'clock this morning, whatever it was. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then when I went to the doctor's office, I was like, Jeebus, there's a lot of cop cars. And when I was waiting, I was like, what's with all the cops? And the woman's like, oh, you didn't hear there was a body found there? I was like, oh, alrighty then.
Like, oh.
Fun.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
That's kind of, anywho. But yeah, so, yeah, it's all just murder, death, cut to it, real short. You know what took up the most time on the news that I saw during my break at work today?
Please tell me it's a dog playing soccer.
I wish.
No, I don't.
It was the fucking Bachelor.
On the news?
Yes, they were talking about The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
A few episodes ago, I would have said yes, because I guess from what Twitter said, the date on it took place at Cedar Point. And they kept talking about how Cedar Point is in Cleveland, I guess, which it is certainly not.
I don't understand.
I'll never understand. I've seen a few episodes of that show, and I wish I could have that time back in my life.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. It's slightly the only show that leaps to mind that I immediately am like worse about is that fucking 90 Day Fiance that's on now. It's
I didn't even know that was a thing, and I'm sad I do now.
Oh, yeah. Deep hurting.
Deep hurting, huh?
Yeah, no bueno. For me, anyway. But apparently it's a ratings winner for TLC or whatever the fuck it's on.
Oh, they can feck F.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, and that was what got me. I'm like, hey, body found. Hey, that. And it's, oh, boys, it's The Bachelor. Oh, things are afoot here. What about this and what about that? It's like, what, isn't there, but.
Yep.
Nope. Just.
I mean, I'm also, I'm very much that, hey, if it makes you happy, whatever. More power to you.
I mean, I guess.
I'll never understand it. I've had so many people explain the reason they watch it, and I still don't get it. It's got to be the way they look at me watching wrestling, so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you put it that way, that kind of makes sense.
At least in wrestling, you had somebody biting the back of someone's neck off last week. I mean,
Yeah, or something, anything is better.
I mean, that might have happened on The Bachelor. I don't know. I haven't seen all the episodes.
We're gonna give this person a rose. Aria.
Well, yeah, they do.
God, I hate that show.
I've hated it.
I'm sorry. It got even more hateful just because of that whole dominating the news thing.
Yeah. Well, it's tough, I guess, because if you look at what's been the news, essentially, it's like whatever. It's all just a giant shit show anyway. So.
Yeah. Right.
Why not? I don't. Yeah, I'm with you. I just don't understand that. Like that. Why is this on the news? It's different if it's like Entertainment Tonight or one of those bullshit shows, and it's like, well, okay, now I get it. Or if it's like The Soup, which is apparently back on. So. Or
if it was like, in other news, The Bachelor was stabbed to death live
by a Doomba.
Yeah, if it was news like that, okay, but if it's just like, oh my God, he's gonna break her heart. He's been leading her on his whole season.
Yeah, who'd have thought?
Happens on that show
when you put 20 women and one guy in there. Who would think that the guy would lead one of the women on?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so hard to figure it out.
Yeah, weird. He's gonna throw his dick at everybody.
Yeah, right. No, he doesn't, Tony. He's very chaste the whole time. Whatever.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, let's not talk about that. I don't want to promote it. Let's not even talk about it anymore.
Fine.
Fuck that Bachelor. That's what I say.
No. You can if you want to.
Let me go find some sort of barbed wire bat.
Ooh, fun. Yay! Barbie?
Yeah, like Mr. Sandman used to have.
Yeah. There you go. I was going to say Barbie like Mick Foley used to carry, but yeah. That works too.
Anywho.
Sandman's probably better.
But as for my week, chucking axes at wood and spending money, that's about it, really.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I've been using my Instant Pot a lot.
Yeah.
Falling back in love with making shredded meats.
Right. Good call.
Speaking of shredded meats, that'd be great if that happened to The Bachelor.
A giant Instant Pot is their date.
Oh, that too, I guess. I was just thinking some sort of meat shredding device and, The Bachelor's junk.
Oh, all right. I can't say I'm against that. All right.
The world's worst Play-Doh fun factory.
Probably.
Yes.
There might be worse, but that's probably pretty bad. So,
Yes, sir.
last week we talked about how excited we were about the whole Rage Against the Machine tour thing.
Ooh, boy. I don't know if you looked at those ticket prices.
Oh, I sure did. And
Oh, boy.
I was expecting pretty much what, you had told me, where you're like, hey, I'm here, and they're like, 125 roughly. And I was like, okay, like I would still be in for that because, again, bucket list band kind of thing, like not like I'm doing this all the time, blah, blah, right? So,
Right.
and then, I started reading about, like, the day of, I went to see, how much tickets were and stuff, and immediately was like, what the what? Because there was a whole bunch of tickets that were, like, really expensive.
Yes.
And for those who aren't aware, the idea was for the band decided to help fight, scalpers. And to do this, they decided to take 10% of the tickets, apparently. I'm reading from Rolling Stone right now. And, where is it? Dang it, trying to find it. Basically, they took 10% of the tickets and then were offering them as charity tickets, which allowed the prices on them basically to go way up. And any monies over the face value of the tickets plus surcharges was going to charities and what have you. And from what I was just reading before we jumped on here, makes it sound like all the tickets in the place basically were supposed to be like $125 except for the 10% that were charity tickets. But
oh, really?
When I looked, the prices on the tickets were not so much $125. They were more like $250 or more.
The one section I clicked on was $625.
Yeah.
And I was like, duh.
Yeah.
Fuck?
Yeah.
Like, as much as I would love to see Rage and Run the Jewels. I mean, this one section of tickets that I saw that were still $125 was, you're basically sitting, in the room closet behind the green room.
Well, like the concerts in Detroit, you basically were sitting in Toledo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I understood. Like, I fully anticipated, because it's an arena show especially, that if we got tickets, we're probably getting bleeds because all the other tickets are going to go so fast.
Yeah, for sure.
But that was the other thing, was like a bunch of the bleed tickets went really fast. And basically all that was left was those others or people reselling,
Yeah.
And
Makes me sad.
It was funny because, there was a ton of backlash towards Rage over this because, it's like they were always the anti-money type band as far as the, their anti-corporation and their, all this shit. And then it was like, so they're doing festivals, arena shows, and now, this. And it's like, I get what they were trying to do, because the thought was like, if the tickets are all the same price, then basically, the theory was that the scalpers won't fool with them. But it's like, okay, if there's, let's say for sake of argument, say there's 10,000 tickets, right? Even if they're all $125, if I'm a scalper and I buy 100 of those tickets, I'm still going to be able to jack the price up and make a profit.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Right? So it's like, what? I don't know. Apparently they claim that it worked, which I don't believe. I'll be honest, I don't believe it, because I think a lot of the people that bought them still were scalpers. And according to, I don't remember if it was Rolling Stone or this other article I have here on it, they looked on like StubHub and tickets were still down like to like $138. I'm like, yeah, because we're not close enough to the shows yet.
Right, exactly.
Talk to me when we're about 2 weeks away from the show.
Yeah, it all skyrockets.
Or a month, because people are like, fuck, I couldn't get tickets. And then they're willing to pay $500 to get the tickets. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I get what they're trying to do. I appreciate what they're trying to do. On the other hand, I love the fact that apparently they raised, I forgot how many millions for charities, which is that part I love. It's awesome that people were willing to throw it. That's cool. But a lot of people felt very much like a band that they really dig was basically kind of pulling the NFL move, which is like, for like the Super Bowl, right? Like, here it is supposed to be this giant, like, thing for the fans, blah, blah, but it isn't, though. There's only, like, 20% or 25%, I think, of the tickets are actually available to the public. The rest are all corporate buy-offs and player tickets and stuff like that. So there's...
Right.
Yeah, my number might not be right, but I know it isn't a big percentage, which is part of why Super Bowl tickets go for ungodly amounts of money, because there's not many of them.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, they said, they knew all the tickets were going to sell out fast and all this other stuff because of whatever. But it's like, I don't know. I still don't understand their theory of how this stops scalpers, right? Like, the only way you're ever going to stop scalpers would have to be along the lines of, like, you can buy a ticket, it's general admission, and you have to, whatever your credit card user, you have to present it to pick your ticket up, like, at the venue, the day of the concert.
Mm.
And even then, there's going to be some asshole that'll take their ticket and walk right out into the parking lot and be like, hey, I got a ticket, twice face value.
Yeah, exactly, right? Who wants it?
I don't know. I don't know. I read the thing and I just don't understand. But anyway, here's the paragraph on this. It says, as for Rage's plan to drive down scalpers' prices, it seems to be working. At the moment, when this was published, it says a charity ticket for Section F floor seat at the August 11th Madison Square Garden show is priced at $731 plus fees on Ticketmaster. On StubHub, tickets in the same section for the same show are selling for as little as $279. Similarly, a charity seat in Section 223, way up in the nosebleeds, is priced at $331 plus fees on Ticketmaster, while a seat in the same section is going for $138 on StubHub, just barely over that $125 baseline. But here's my deal. If you're going to jack up the prices of any tickets, like, I don't know, man. It's like I said, I think people expect that they're going to get nosebleeds because they figure the nosebleeds are $125. Floor seats are going to be way more,
Right.
And I dig the idea of maybe allowing people to get floor seats or something like that for $125. That's pretty awesome, But why not, I don't know, just do a raffle system or something instead? I don't know. I'm like I said, in the end, I can't be too mad because it's like they raise a shit ton of money for charity and that's awesome. But at the same time, I'm sitting here going, yeah, I kind of feel like we, like I'm probably never going to see him.
I'm kind of the same way there.
Because if they think this worked, this will be the move going forward. Also, I don't know, man. It's like the other side of things is like by doing arena shows, you have to go through like Ticketmaster or something. It's like, what? Why didn't you pick venues where you can sell the tickets yourself or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, like
some sort of sick ass club tour.
Like, look, I know Louis C.K. is a sick fuck, but he was selling tickets to his shows through his website, and it was like tickets are $50. That's it. And
right.
I looked later at like StubHub and whatever, and the ticket prices did not inflate that much. Now I understand it's not the same thing exactly, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think this was the way to do it. Because I think this left a bad taste in a lot of fans' mouths.
Yeah, I mean, I totally believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of, when I saw the word, I think I just logged on at like 3 in the afternoon. They went on sale at 11.
Yeah.
And the shit was mostly sold out. And then I started like the 2 sections still had tickets was the 125 that was, I might as well go sit in my driveway and listen to the concert.
Again, on the upside, at least for like an arena show, they probably will have a giant screen. You know what I mean? Like they'll probably it'll still be a good show.
I did think that.
Yeah.
I was like, there is that. And then the other one was $625 tickets. And I'm like, the fuck is happening here?
Right. That's what happened to me too. And I was like, why are these so much more? Cause I know Ticketmaster has that, I forgot what it's called. They have that shit, policy I hate where they reserve, a certain amount of tickets in pretty prime seats for like the band to give away or for whatever. And then a lot of times now the bands are starting to sell those tickets, but they're like at a premium. Like instead of it being like for Bob Seger, where the average ticket was like $120 or $150 for his last tour.
Right.
The premium seats were like $400 or something like that. You know, and it was like, Jesus, you know, but people were paying it. So it's like, and the price can fluctuate based on demand, basically. So, yeah. And it's a way for the band to make extra money, basically, it says and stuff, but I don't know. It's just, all it does is come across as greed, even though at the same time, it's like, you know, we all understand. Like, hey, everyone's trying to make money here. You know, like, we're not like, oh, they shouldn't make any money. I'm totally okay with that. And again, I like the idea if Rage was going to actually, like, hey, every ticket in the place is $125, that's cool. Because what if you could have gotten front row seats or something for $125? That's crazy, you know? But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like,
Most of the people I talked to that were super excited about going aren't going. And this is the reason.
Yeah.
Now, I've read plenty of stuff online about it too that, you know, talks about how a lot of concerts and stuff, basically, you know, people have bots that just buy up 50% of the tickets, basically, and then jack those tickets way up. And, you know, so people are getting to the point where it's like they feel like they don't even have a chance at tickets, which is what happened with Metallica, because there was like 19 pre-sales before they hit the public. By the time the public ones were on sale, I was like, wow, there is nothing except for the furthest back nosebleeds.
Yeah, I need opera glasses.
Yeah, well, it was at Comerica Park, and it was way upper deck and way out in the outfield. So, or however they had it, you know, they were upper deck though. So, I don't know. It just, the other thing too was it was like, yeah, because, you know, when the price on tickets gets to a certain point too, I'm kind of like, you know, over the last few years we've seen, not as much maybe, but for a little while we were going to shows off and on, and those tickets were like $20, you know?
Yeah.
We go a smaller venue so we don't have to deal with that giant ass crowd. We're paying normal prices for beers because it's at a bar or a club. It's not.
Yeah, it's not
$10
like,
beers.
Yeah, exactly, for a Bud Light or something shitty.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I don't know. But anyway, and, you know, I was talking with Fluffy Bunny Ash about it the other night, and she brought up too, like, the sound, like, at these arenas, I don't like arena shows because of the acoustics.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they sound as good as the shows I've been to that are not in arenas. Like, I much would have rather seen it at, like, an amphitheater or something like that.
Yeah, club show, amphitheater.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, arenas are not built for acoustics.
Yeah. So. Anyway. Yeah. So, whatever. Sad pandas we are.
Yeah, indeed, right?
Really took the wind right out of my sails too, because I was so excited. Because I was like, for the one fucking random time, I was like, dude, I have the money. You know, because normally shit like that would come up and I'd be like, oh, I don't have any money. But I actually,
right.
You know, even at 125, I figured there'd be a surcharge, and I'm like, I got it. I can do this, you know. And I was like, I shouldn't, but I'm going to because I really want to see, you know. And I still could have, you know, when I looked, I could have got tickets, but I was just, I don't know. I don't want to sit all the way in the back. I'd like to at least try. You know?
Yeah, I hear you, right?
You know, like when we saw Metallica, we were off to the side. I mean, we were a good ways back, but we were off to the side. We weren't completely in the bleeds, you know. Anyway, good fun.
Yeah, sad panda though at the same time.
Yep. So, hey, if you're one of the people out there that got tickets, you know, enjoy the shows. Hopefully they're good. I also felt extra bad for some of the Canadian peoples who were complaining about the prices because Run the Jewels isn't playing all the Canada dates.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know who will instead. I mean, maybe there'll be somebody, you know, super cool filling in on those. I don't know, but
Probably like walk to cubic zirconia.
I don't think that's going to be. That's our new Run the Jewels cover band. Walk the cubic zirconia. It's terrible.
Like what? These guys are terrible.
Yeah. So here's something I saw that was kind of cool. If the page will load, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, it came up. All right. I thought I was gonna. Did you see? Netflix announced the cast for the He-Man cartoon that they're doing.
The only one I saw was Mark Hamill.
Oh, okay. Well, there's more than that, but I don't know if this page is going to want to load. Because for some reason, anytime now that I have Skype and Audacity open, web pages load super slow.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
All right.
It's like, oh, you need this right now?
Yeah, right? It's like, son of a bitch. Yeah. All right, come on now.
Well, while it's loading, I got some.
Yeah, well, why don't you do that? Well, hopefully this will load in the meantime.
I mean, so this is a fun little game we can play.
Okay.
Not really a game, but whatever. The Center for Biological Diversity is going to send out 40,000 free endangered species condoms. They did it on Valentine's Day. They already did.
Okay.
To help couples with wildlife and the planet, right?
Yeah.
So, it's like colorful packages include species threatened by human growth, like polar bears. So it says, wrap care, save the polar bear, and will you're feeling tender, think about the hellbender, whatever. But the thing that
when you're
made me interested in this story was they sent them to the top 10 most sexually satisfied cities in America.
Oh, that's funny.
So, of course, I had to figure out which cities these
are.
Of
course, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want me to give you the list here, or do you want to take a guess what the number one might be?
I don't even have a clue, so go ahead.
There are cities I wouldn't have thought. So, number 10 is Chicago.
All right.
But, I mean, if you're eating a Chicago beef sandwich, you're going to want fuck afterwards.
That's pretty much having... I count that as intercourse anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Delicious.
Yeah. I mean, all of us were hunched over that counter, basically making faces.
I think I might have been dry humping as I was eating.
Oh, no.
Like humping the air like a chihuahua.
There was nothing dry about that, dude. Everything was wet, remember?
That's very true. Good point. So you got that. You got Boise City, Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Denver, Colorado.
Makes sense.
San Antonio, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Salt Lake City.
Hilarious.
Cincinnati, Ohio. Shout out Hobie.
Wow, you'd think they would drop the numbers, but no.
It's like I said, this is where the list gets weird. It makes me feel good about the Midwest.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Wow. Who would have thought that?
Number 2, Columbus, Ohio.
Well, you got a lot of college kids there.
I mean, I guess.
That probably skews the numbers. Well, I don't know, because allegedly, the young kids or the young folk are not doing the dirt much as they used to.
Doing the dirty. And apparently the number 1 most sexually satisfied city in the U.S., Indianapolis, Indiana.
Wow. Damn, Indiana and Ohio with 2 each, huh?
Right?
Damn.
And then you got the least sexually satisfied
This
cities
is the better part of the list. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jacksonville, Florida, coming in number 10.
Okay.
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Jersey City, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Providence, Rhode Island. Newark, New Jersey.
Ouch.
Montgomery, Alabama. It's because the sisters are quick. Yonkers, New York.
What?
I know, right?
Jeez.
Manchester, New Hampshire, dude.
Oh, my goodness.
Birmingham, Alabama. Alabama's not looking good at all.
Right?
And then number 1, Lexington, Kentucky.
Wow, that's kind of out of nowhere because all the others are kind of in the same range.
Yeah, they're like south or like east and seaboard.
Yeah, and then and Lexington.
It's got a car that parks itself too.
Wow, poor Lexington.
And then if this last list we made, so I have to read this one off.
Okay.
You got the highest condom sales. Boise City, Idaho. Toledo, Ohio coming up.
Yeah.
Which is kind of great because after being a save a lot, y'all better be wrapping it up. We don't need to be reproducing around here.
I'm not going to lie. As many people as I know with unwanted surprises me.
Right? Detroit, Michigan.
What?
Denver.
Wow.
Colorado Springs. Cheyenne, Wyoming. Aurora, Colorado. Colorado loves wrapping up them dicks.
Right.
Rapids, Michigan.
They just like buying them. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
San Antonio, Texas, and the number one is Austin, Texas.
Wow, so Texas got 1 and 2, huh?
Yeah, right?
Wow.
But I thought it was very interesting that the top, 4 cities of sexually satisfied are all Indianapolis and Ohio.
Yeah.
Are you listening, lady listeners?
That's shocking. And,
I know, right?
And, not that far away from 2 cities that are, the most wrap it up friendly. So,
I know, it's crazy.
Columbus is not that far from Toledo or Detroit, so neither is Cincy.
I know, right?
Neither is Fort Wayne, for that matter,
So what we're saying is, here in Ohio, we sling dick.
But we're safe.
We safely sling dick.
Right. We put on goggles.
Exactly. But like old-timey goggles, like we're flying a plane.
Sure, of course. Yes. I wear the helmet, too,
Yeah, and the scarf.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Bomber jacket.
Oh, damn. Definitely.
Yep.
You never know when you're going to need that map sewn on the inside.
That's right. Like, I got a payload for you. Wink.
Hey-o, pilot the bombardier. The bomb doors are open, so you might want to grab that towel.
You got to make the
bombs away.
Yeah. It's basically the sexual equivalent of, here comes the airplane when, someone's feeding their kid kind of a thing.
Here comes the airplane. I just need someone to scream bombs away when they're climaxing.
Right? Like, what?
I mean, I love you.
Takes you right out of it, yeah.
Bombs away.
Bombs away. Even worse if a glass table's involved. So
yes,
yeah,
super bad. Oh God,
oh, boy.
I don't know if they make Windex that strong.
You just throw the table away. You don't fuck around.
It's true. That's where you go on Facebook Marketplace looking for a glass coffee table.
Oh, I thought you meant after.
No. I mean, I guess you could try to recoup that money.
Right. Lightly used coffee table. Shitty condition.
Though.
Right. Shitty condition. Right. Cheap. Real cheap.
Like the cheapest guy.
Like if you can carry it out of my house, it's yours. Oh boy, that'd be awful. I'm sure there's I'm sure like that on there.
Oh my God, I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah. So so I was saying, like, Netflix announced their cast of the He-Man or Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah, right.
Like you said, Mark Hamill was cast as Skeletor.
Dope. Although I hope he just doesn't do the Joker voice.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling that too because he's done some other animated voices. Like he did, what was it? Was it Green Goblin? I think it was in the Spider-Man cartoon, and it was kind of Joker.
Right.
So, and he's done it a couple times where he's been kind of the same voice, but I'm hoping he comes up with something new.
Yeah.
Lena Headey from Game of Thrones as Evil Lynn.
Very nice.
Chris Wood as Prince Adam / He-Man.
Wait, who was that again?
Chris Wood.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Sarah Michelle Gellar as Teela.
Nice.
Liam Cunningham as Man-at-Arms, which I don't know who that is. I'll have to look. I know who it is, but I can't picture who it is.
Liam Cunningham, you said?
Yeah. Stephen Root as Cringer, which I think is a fun casting. Diedrich Bader as King Randor and Trapjaw.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. which I imagine
Liam Cunningham.
Yeah.
He was in Game of Thrones. He played what the fuck they call it? The smuggler dude, like the Pickle Knight or fucking name was. He had a weird ass name in Game of Thrones.
the Pickle Knight.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Pickle Knight.
His character had a crazy name.
The Pickle Knight it is.
I don't remember his goddamn name. Davos Seaworth, but yeah, that's what it was.
Right.
But he had some nickname.
The Pickle Knight, yeah.
Definitely the Pickle Knight.
Griffin Newman as Orko. I don't know who that is. Tiffany Smith as Andra. I don't remember how it's said. Henlins as Triclops.
What?
Yep. Alan Oppenheimer as Moss Man. Susan Eisenberg as Sorceress. Oh no. I'm still waiting for this thing to load.
Oh my god. Oh, the Onion Knight was what he was.
Oh, right. I like the Pickle Knight better.
Yeah, Pickle Knight's way better.
Especially when you referred to him as a smuggler.
Yeah, exactly. You know who's the Pickle Knight smuggler, where he resides? Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Yep, buddy. Slinging them pickles.
Yeah. Alicia Silverstone is Queen Marlena.
Oh, whoa. Alicia Silverstone and Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yep.
What is this? A 90s jerk-off party?
Well, we'll get to that.
Wait, what?
Justin Long is Roboto. Jason Mewes is Stinkor, which I think
what the fuck? There's some good. They got a lot of celebs.
Yeah,
going on here.
Phil Lamar is Hero. Tony Todd is Scareglow. Cree Summer as Priestess, or Elmira, if you will. Kevin Michael Richardson as Beastman, which I dig. Kevin Conroy as Merman.
Wait.
That's right. Batman's Kevin Conroy.
But he's Merman?
He's Merman.
Why can't he be Man-at-Arms?
Yeah. Or Fisto.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually really thought he was going to be Man-at-Arms because I was like, ooh, that'd be, or King Randor. Although I got a feeling Diedrich Bader is probably going to do his Batman Brave and the Bold kind of voice for King Randor, and if he does, it's perfect.
Fair enough.
Because it sounds like a cheesy 80s cartoon voice. So, and then Kevin Smith's daughter, Harley Quinn Smith, as, was it Elena? I don't know. Whatever it is. So yeah, there's a lot of names in that though, right?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of names in that, man.
So, and it's, was it Kevin Smith's the producer, maybe writer on it? I don't remember. Director? I don't know. He's involved.
I mean, that's a good thing, right?
Very involved. No. But, yeah.
Well, I mean, once I saw Mark Hamill was involved, I was like, oh, well, I for sure got to watch this. I didn't realize all that cast was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Agreed. I thought so too, because I had just seen Mark Hamill, and then I saw a thing a few days later that was like, Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy reunited, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I was like, oh, he's Merman.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Yeah.
So they start singing that to each other.
But Merman. I am really curious. In fairness, I am really curious to hear him do Merman, because I don't know if you remember when we were, I believe, right? Merman had a terrible voice, so
I think it was all like,
yeah,
it was all like bubbly and dumb
right.
shit.
Even though he wasn't underwater at the time. So hopefully, it'll be interesting to see, because I'm curious to see if they go really camp with this cartoon, or if they go a little more like serious and try to, really play it up, because I'm not sure which I want.
I'm hoping they go a little more serious, because I want to say the people that are going to be watching this are older people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
I'm not talking about like make it like a hardcore anime or something, but I mean,
well, so
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. I mean,
right.
I'm not talking like, as much as I want to see Skeletor like rip somebody's face off or something.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. But, they don't need to do that. But at the same time, I don't want it to be like, oh, my God, guys, we got to go save the fluffy bears.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I do. I mean, picture this. If I told you I just watched an episode of Rick and Morty and they went and saved the fluffy bears, are you in?
I mean, I'm probably in.
Right? So if it's
You're
done
not
right, I just have to Orko out because, God, I hate Orko so much.
Yeah, Orko is probably the worst.
Right behind Snarf.
Yeah. Yes, that and AIDS.
I like
No,
AIDS
actually,
more.
it's worse.
Yeah, I was like, I like AIDS more. No, I don't. I'm kidding. AIDS is horrible. Like, of course I don't like it more.
Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, yeah.
So there you go.
All right.
There's a cast for that. So I haven't seen what do you call it? Like a release date or anything like that. I don't know if they're that far. Given that they're just now releasing the cast, I figure it's, probably not.
Right.
For a little while at least. But
just for a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So all right. So there you go.
Ugh. Well, I got something pretty dope though.
All right.
I saw this today. Today.
Mm-hmm.
Today.
Right.
I saw it.
Yeah.
So the Brits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they couldn't keep this country. Sure, they've got goofy teeth. Sure, their food's terrible.
Wow.
Do you know what they accidentally discovered by accident?
Vibranium?
No, that'd be sick.
Wow.
Unobtainium, or take that,
Right?
Avatar.
Dental care?
They discovered an immune cell by accident
I saw this. This is really crazy.
that eats cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're saying it may have the potential to treat all cancers. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Especially that it was an accidental discovery, like most cool things.
Right. Like when you discover that you can make a pizza out of Doritos.
Exactly. A delicious, topping out of crushed up hot Cheetos.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought that was really, I'm not going to get into the science of it all because,
What?
I think the days of us reading scientific articles on the podcast have long ceased.
I don't know what you're talking about. This show is a beacon of knowledge and dick jokes.
I'm not saying it's not a beacon of knowledge and power, but if people want to check it out, go to saltlanguage.com. There's for sure a link, or just Google the fucking thing.
Right. Either way.
But yeah, I want to just make that aware to people that, good job. Good on you, Brent. Sorry we throw that in water.
Yeah. It was tea. You had it coming.
I'm okay with it, actually.
I'll teach him to drink tea.
Right?
Drink beer, damn it. Oh, wait.
Hell yeah.
What was amazing? I haven't read this article on this yet, but what was amazing to me is it's like, they said that it's like a T cell. So it's like, I wonder how did they discover it, but it wasn't already, like, that we didn't know already? Like, it's crazy, like, how could it have been there and we just didn't see it?
God damn it, Brian. I guess we have to look.
No, you don't. I just said I haven't read it. We just move on. That's it.
It just said it was a T cell. It's already there. It has that scans the body to assess whether it is a threat that needs to be eliminated. The difference is like a wide range of cancers.
Sweet. So so it carries around like a Swiss utility knife.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Swiss Army knife. Why did I say Swiss utility knife?
Because that's like the more fancy version, I assume, of a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Leatherman utility tool.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted it to sound fancier. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a reference that like 4 people get. But that's the ticket thing.
But I thought that was pretty great, and I mean, medical science is amazing, and I can't wait to live the ripe old age of 482.
But not a second longer.
Not a second longer.
Yeah.
Thanks to the magic of modern whatever.
Yeah.
Modern medicines.
Sure. What would be funny is if
spicy water.
What would be funny on that when they were looking for something else, like just dinking around, like not really doing real science, just kind of like, hey, bet me I can't whatever, and they're like, yeah, and then what's this?
Right.
Kind of like when you're screwing around and then you're like, oh, hey, I have a $20 bill in my pocket,
I mean, if I were to guess, like, they had all this stuff written on like a whiteboard or a chalkboard or something, and then the janitor came in and started writing shit, and they're like, hey, get away from that, you! And then they look at her like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah, they call him back in. They're like, finish what you were doing. He finishes, and then they kill him and take credit for what he did.
Yes, definitely.
The world of grants is a cutthroat world, man.
That is hilarious.
They present it into, the International Fencing Board of Science, and, they're like, what is this gibberish? What, did a janitor write this? And they're like, oh shit, they're onto us.
Like, excellent work. We just need you to turn around and sign the bottom. So just
yeah.
It's two to the back of the head.
Yeah. They just got snipers posted somewhere. Where'd those shots come from? Oh, I think that way. And they turn and they're dead. After about 5 minutes, everybody in the whole place is on the ground.
Yeah, then just one guy walks in.
Well, this got
44 or whatever.
Right. Well, this got out of hand.
Yeah, no. Pretty sweet, though.
Good job, sciencing.
I know. Way to science, scientists.
Yeah.
Being the best science ever, scientists.
Right.
Ugh, gross.
So you got anything else? I don't think I have anything.
No, that's about it right there.
All right. Yeah. Pretty sure that's all I has. So I guess let's move into what do you call it? The song question of the week.
Oh, you don't say, Brian.
Oh, I say.
You don't say.
Come on now.
Yes, let us.
Yeah, my browser is just not wanting to cooperate, which is pretty cool. Did this the other day when we were doing the Crazy Life too, so it's pretty fun. Oh, actually, before we do that, I have one other thing I forgot about almost.
Yeah.
A former enthusiast guest, Jono Diener, from a band we've talked about quite a bit on here over the years, Braided Veins, and used to be in the Swellers, and now also part of a band called Baggage. But
nice.
he's been looking to do some like comic book writing and stuff, and he's got a webcomic coming out. Actually, it's out now. And his little synopsis that he wrote in his Twitter post is that it's an ongoing webcomic about the adventures of a kid named Zach who finds a super suit and only his cat, named Cat, can power it. And he says, for fans of Rick and Morty, Earthworm Jim, and Adventure Time, which win in my book. So
yeah, that seems all right so far. Yeah,
and I'll have a link in the show notes, but it has a thing where you can go read the first issue for free, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but looks like you can go read that for by going through the link. So there you go. So go check that out.
Nice.
For free, and if you like it, make sure you retweet it so other people can see it and what have you.
I mean, yeah.
So, all right. Now let's move on to the song question of the week.
Well, if yours is still having some issues, I got my face page shit pulled up right here.
Okay.
So last week we asked you, what's a song you'd play that mentions moms or mothers?
Mm-hmm.
So, Michael Yale from, my soundboard turned off. God damn it. Right when I was going to make a sound drop from
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment, of course. He says, Sorry, Miss Jackson by Outkast.
Nice.
I mean, that's pretty legit, if you ask me.
I agree.
Right?
Yep.
Let's see here. Carol, she says, "Let it be." Good old Mother Mary.
All
A
right.
little Beatles poll there. I like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Our homie Big Dev, he says, "Dear Mama" by Tupac.
Nice.
Right?
Good pull.
Not mad at that one either.
Nope. I'm mad at it. Yeah.
God, I just got completely brain jacked myself up. So I'm adding songs as I'm reading, so I'm getting all fucked up.
Well, there's your problem.
Michelle,
man.
she says, "Mama said knock you out."
Nice. Nice. Well, Cool J.
LL.
Mm-hmm.
LL.
We're all licking our lips right now. You can't see it, but it's very sensual.
Oh, so I got, hands like a shark fin.
Deepest, bluest.
Bluest.
Man.
Jeff from Hobie says Stacy's mom.
Nice. Which, really quick, I'll
yeah.
jump in. Mr. Jackal also said Stacy's mom.
Excellent work.
Mm-hmm.
He also Hobied it, because I guess he's allowed to, with
Well.
Mother Lover.
Nice.
There you go. Sorry,
What?
I need to find that one. And then Valerie, first time making an appearance here.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "Mama, I'm coming home," which I believe was mine from last week,
Yep.
but that's all right.
Well, Ozzy Osbourne.
We got good taste, I guess.
Yeah. I can
That's
dig
what
it.
I have on the face page, Brian.
All right. Well, I just yammered off the one I had on Twitter, and I don't see. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got. So.
Well, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Garrett in our little Salty Language Twitter group, he also said Stacy's mom.
Which makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little surprised I didn't think of that one when we were talking, because
I mean, she's got it going on.
It's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, baby, can't you see? All that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't have any on the Instas.
All right. Fine.
Yeah.
Jerks. No.
Bunch of turds.
Yeah. Man, I really wish I knew what was making this browser run so freaking slow right now.
It's probably all the porn.
No, it was running fine with all that before.
Oh, okay. I don't know that. I'm so good.
That's what I was trying to open, not some story or something. I just wanted to get... right. So, song. The card I pulled says, a song to play that talks about a baby or babies.
A baby or babies?
Yeah. I mean, the first one that jumps in my brain is Baby Got Back.
That's pretty great.
I mean, yeah.
A baby or babies?
I have one
Bring
more.
it back.
See, the thing is, it's like the two that popped in my head right away, neither one is actually about a baby, but it is the word baby.
Right.
Because the other one is, Nasty Boys by Janet Jackson. Because her name ain't Baby, it's Janet. Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
I mean, it's true, right?
Yeah.
There's a baby got back. Jesus, what was the name of that song again, Brian?
What
the fuck?
Nasty Boys?
Yeah, thank you. God.
Oh, okay.
I was going Miss Janet. I'm like, that's not it.
No.
Shit. I mean, my brain immediately went Crazy Babies by Ozzy Osbourne.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not even really that great of a song. But you know what? That's where my brain went immediately. So
right, because I got one more to throw in there, and it's Baby Love.
Baby Love.
Yeah. Baby Love, my baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for some reason that's a hard one for me.
Yeah. I'm sure there's all sorts of songs out there with the word baby in them.
Yeah.
I mean, I can name a few others, but I'm not going to. So,
Well, I encourage all of our listeners to figure out a better one than I came up with.
I agree. No.
That was not a good one.
Nah,
And it's Ozzy 2 weeks in a row for me. Look at that.
I don't know. What are you doing?
I mean, I do enjoy the Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Unless it's that new Ozzy. Not a big fan.
Yeah, that Under the Graveyard song. That one?
No.
I just heard it like today or the other day.
No, like I've heard a few off his new album. The first two were the what is it? Like going to hell tonight or something like that. And
I haven't heard that one.
He rhymes the word defecate in it, and right there I was like, all right, I'm out.
Well, what does he rhyme with?
It's nothing good. It's just it's like
masticate.
Hate. No, I think it's like hate. Because his line is like, the pace of it is like, I'll make you blah, I'll make you blah, and then it's a space, and it's like, I'll make you, it's like, I'll make you defecate. It's so bad. It is so bad. As soon as he said it, I was like, what? You know that gif of George Costanza where he just stands up at the board meeting and is like, that's it for me, and walks out? That's pretty much where I was at right there. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's where like IG crime just want to open up the window and just jump out of it.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Yep. So I've actually forgot here. I completely missed this. I have one more thing here sent to us from Cheeto Bandito.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it says
Sir Cheeto.
Fans create 75-foot long snake of beer cups spanning 9 rows at XFL game.
I mean, if you're at the XFL, you got to entertain yourself somehow.
Yeah, I guess. It looks like their attendance went up from last week.
Really? Well, I mean, I guess that's good for them.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the TV ratings for this weekend were, because last weekend it was like 3 million. So I'm curious to see if that holds or if it drops. You know,
right?
Because it's still football. You know, it's like it's not. I mean, I hate to use what should be their catchphrase, but you know. Like, it's still football.
Yeah, with like a question mark.
Right.
Like,
like some guy just kind of shrugging when he's saying it. You know?
Like, it's football.
Right?
I guess.
According to the dictionary. So, yeah. But, yeah, this, it's pretty impressive, though. That's a long snake of, beer cups.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive.
Good on them. Yeah. So, there you go. Did you see, there was, in my favorite XFL moment of the weekend, I didn't watch it this weekend, I just saw this via Twitter, which was, oh God, I forgot what team it was. Their quarterback, basically.
Sick-ass sidearm?
No. They interviewed him, like, part way through the game or at the half. I don't remember what it was with, sideline reporter. And he's basically just goes off about how we have to come up with a new game plan because nothing's working, blah, blah, blah. The team benched him in the second half.
Oh, yeah, fuck this guy.
It was just like, hey, okay, you want a new game plan? How about your asses on the bench? Enjoy.
I mean, that is hilarious.
Right? Week 1, you had a defensive coordinator fired after a game. Week 2, you have a quarterback benched after he, basically criticizes the coaching staff. Fucking love it.
That is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can make it through this first season,
well,
halfway successful,
well, they'll be ahead of that.
They'll be fine.
That other football league, the one that folded in its first season.
Yeah, the first XFL.
No. It just was a couple years ago, or was that American Football League or the American something of football? I forgot what it was called. But yeah, they basically were trying kind of the same thing, and partway through the season, the guy who was the main investor took everything back over and just shuttered the whole thing. Like, just walked in and was basically like, yeah, it's done. Shut it all down. And I guess
we're done here.
They had been like cutting stuff for like a couple weeks, and then all of a sudden he was just like, yeah, that's it, we're done. And that was it. Like, just all of a sudden done. So.
Like, Coach, I need you to turn around, huh?
Hey, everybody else, we need you to turn around too. Huh? They just hear a Gatling gun of Tranks going off.
Yeah, Tranks.
Wow. Apparently saying a Gatling gun of Tranks turned Siri on.
I mean, she knows what she likes.
She's sitting there listening. Naughty.
Yeah, nerdy.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess that's it, right? You got nothing else?
Yeah, I'm free and clear of links and stories.
Right. Well, much like our brethren in Toledo, it's time to wrap it up.
Hey.
Head on over to saltylanguage.com. Find all our past episodes, the enthusiast episodes we've done, including the one with Jono. Go listen to that one. He's pretty good dude. Got his head on right. Done a bunch of things to try to raise money for Flint, and just was part of a drive to gather stuff for women that are in like shelters and stuff the other day. So just a dude who seems to have his head on straight. So. Go support him at, like I said, the link for his show will be in the show notes. And, while you're, on saltylanguage.com, you can check out the networks we're part of, like the Tangent Bound Network, or the previously mentioned
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment. Go over there and have a look-see and a listen-see and see what you... maybe find some shows that you dig over there.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, yeah. And all the show notes and the links and all that kind of stuff will be over at saltylanguage.com also. And if you want to contact the show, you can hit us up on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony. And we're also, of course, on other social platforms such as Instagram, Face page. I mean, I guess you want to count Snapchat. I feel like it's a dying thing, like everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially with the emergence of TikTok.
Stupid TikTok.
And Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, check us out on those things. If you need any of the social media links, they're in the show notes also, or on the website. And I think that covers it, eh?
I do believe so, my friend.
Right.
I do believe so.
Okay, well, I guess until next week then, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty.
And we're going to need you to turn around and look the other way for a minute.